Rispo of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're gonna rant. We're gonna match report. We're gonna talk about the games. We're gonna talk about topics. You leave comments, and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right, quick stats.
Yes, throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're gonna call the Beast of the Match.
Who is beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
But follow us on Facebook, Raffaele Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at Napoli83, that's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. Were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
Madonna do Carmen, aiutici tu.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another episode of the Napoli Rant. I am Raff Bizz, joined by my co-host, the Vicar of Vesuvius, Raffa Rispo.
What's up, Raff Pizarro?
What's going on? Back in the States, brother. Back in the States, man.
Bentornati.
Now, yeah.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. The jet lag's a little worn off, but I'm getting there day by day. Please show us that shirt, Biz. There you go. Hello to everybody in the chat. Let's get this rant on the road right here. Pasquale Napolitan is asking. Yeah, that's right. Paponing ain't easy, man. How's my audio coming out?
That shirt. The audio's good, my friend. Audio's good.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Biz. It's good. Everybody's good. I'm a little rusty. I feel it's been like over a month, so
yeah, it's all good, man. It's been a while. We're enjoying our summer so far, and you spent a few weeks out in the motherland in good old Napoli or Caserta or
I was a little bit everywhere,
all over the place, and
all over the place.
Glad you're back, and it's ready to roll for another season here. Preseason's kicked off, and everybody's excited about Raff Pizarro's t-shirt. Paponing ain't easy.
Paponing ain't easy, bro.
It ain't easy.
Don BX in the house. Glad to see him. Don BX is on the East Coast now, so he can visit this show more regularly in our chat.
He has left beautiful San Diego for a return to NYC. So thank you very much for joining us live tonight, Dom. Usually get nice messages from him saying, I just caught the show like the next day.
Yes.
But he's back in the what is it, 718?
I guess so, right? We're in a 718,
Manhattan?
right?
In Manhattan?
District 14, right? Is that us? I think Dom's in the BX, I believe. I don't want to spoil much information here. I don't know if people are looking for him.
Well, Manhattan's a big city. No one's really gonna find him in Manhattan. It's a big city. A lot of people.
We're gonna have a pizza soon, Dom.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have a pizza.
Well, Dom's coming up for a haircut soon.
Is he?
That's confirmed. Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
Oh, when?
Well, we haven't confirmed a date. But we've confirmed the method of transportation. And we've confirmed at some point this summer he's coming. So
let's go.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think you can do with this, Rafa?
With that? No. I can do it all, brother.
Oh boy. So I'll say this much.
Listen, let it go stubbly, and I got you with a hot towel. You got it. Hot towel, straight razor.
Just a hot towel and straight razor. All right. So I did see, by the way, I know you kind of kicked it off last week while I was still in Italy, which was awesome. You had Carmine here because the big thing was Insigne arriving in Toronto, and basically Napoli Club Toronto like kind of spearheading this welcome. If you didn't check out the last episode, I encourage you to. I got chills when Carmine was talking about it, telling me what they experienced on stage, passing by. I saw the one photo of Carmine looking at Lorenzo, and his eyes were like,
he had the gleam. There's a gleam in his eye.
The gleam in his eye. Right?
Well, listen, it's one of his idols. I'm guessing. I'm hoping. He mentioned it. He mentioned he was in his glory. And how could you not be? It's a great thing for him to be able to meet. Insigne that plays in Toronto now, and as I said last week, and thank you everybody for whoever watched and commented about it on our Twitter. Appreciate the well received comments about the show. We have Just Juve in here. Do Just Juve. I'm here with. So he goes, I'm here with 35 mil for Koulibaly. Can we speed up?
Negative.
Well, thanks for the comic relief of the day.
Yeah, right. Appreciate the good laugh.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. I like that they still. Well, listen, they can't say Koulibaly shit anymore. I don't want to hear one single Juventino all season long talk about how Koulibaly shit and De Ligt is better, because I've heard that before from other places. But anyway, I just want to say thanks for everybody who watched last week. Thanks for Carmine for joining me, because we figured we'd get going with some stuff as the team got to Di Mauro, and now they're at Di Mauro now, starting up with say day 3. Some of the team still getting together. I did just post the audio show last night for it. I had some technical difficulties here, but all is well now. So we're good to go. So you guys, those listening on the network on Far From Vesuvius, will have 2 episodes to catch up on. Oh. Today's and last week's.
Very nice.
There you go. And then I saw a tweet by Henry Bell saying he's back in the Calcio mood. So
yes,
we'll probably see Henry and Michele back in the fold too. So good things going on here. Good things,
right? It's like the ball is rolling again. I guess it's funny because almost just about every content creator in June was like, holiday, take it off. I get it.
Yeah. Had to be. And I'd like to point out that I'm wearing my yellow Marcelo Burlon goalkeeper kit to both say goodbye to Ospina, because as you guys all saw, Ospina is now Al Nasser in Saudi Arabia, and they wear yellow. So Ospina hashtag Ospina in yellow. He has signed. So goodbye, David Ospina. So I decided maybe I'll wear the yellow kit, but also this is a Medet kit. So maybe hopefully this is going to rejuvenate my hopes that Medet will fill the shoes the right way. Let's see what happens. Hold our breath, don't hold our breath. But
I want to touch on that real quick. I was listening to Joe Fischetti podcast last night. I was doing some catching up, and Vincenzo and Gaetano were in there, and
fabulous episode, by the way. Good job to everybody there.
By the way, thank you, Just Use, for the subscription, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just Use. We have our Twitter battles, but how can we not? But support is still appreciated, and we should all support each other. We're all just doing the same thing for our teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ciao.
Don BX, Spina, man, what an L for ADL.
Yeah. Well,
here's my opinion on it real quick, because I'll piggyback a little bit off what Vincenzo kind of hoped for when I was listening to that episode, was that I think Ospina was, I don't know if Ospina was like a long-term solution for Napoli, right? I mean, we picked him up because of the injury sustained to Mertens, and then he just played his ass off. I mean, he became one of the top goalies in Serie A. So it was a pleasant surprise, and we got what we can out of him. And it's unfortunate that he has to leave, but I can understand why. I don't think even Napoli was his long-term goal. And I would kind of what I'm hoping for is for Meret to kind of experience what Mario Rui did a little bit when Hisai left and Mario Rui kind of became the number one. I think that lit a real fire under him, and he became from one of the most hated players on the team to one of the most beloved and hardworking. And I'm kind of hoping Meret experiences the same thing, where maybe now he knows that, okay, all eyes are on you. We're relying on you. You got to do your thing now. Let's get to work. Forget about the mistakes. Forget about what happened. You lost a little bit of form. It's understandable, but get back up on your horse. He's a young goaltender. I'm hoping he's as promising as we thought he was, but
so clean slate then? Clean slate? Start
I mean, do we have a choice?
No, not really. No. But I mean, Dom brings up the point that everybody does. Why fix what isn't broken? He wanted to stay, and he was one of the top 5 goalkeepers. He was actually top 2, my man. He was number 2 behind Magnan, Mike Magnan.
Right.
You know, he was number 2, yes. And while why fix what isn't broken applies here, you know, and you can certainly make a case for keeping Ospina over Meret, and possibly, you know, like prioritizing. But I'm not going to use age as a factor, because age means nothing in the goalkeeping position at all. Right. You know,
the older the better, right?
About the age. Exactly. I'm not, but at the same time, you know, a young, you know, Meret is about the same age as you know, Buffon was when he started catching on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Here's my thing is, this is the first time since Meret has signed that there is a surefire, no doubt, that Meret will be the number 1 goalkeeper, unless they bring in Keylor Navas like was rumored, which I doubt. Most likely what they'll do is bring in a backup for Meret. Right. If they don't take Idzasek or you know, and they have Marfala, who's got to be 3rd string, has to be.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is they bring in a 2nd string keeper, probably someone with a little experience, maybe a Sidigu, which I don't really agree with, but at the same time, I like Sidigu. It's not like I don't. But yeah, this is the first time we'll have Meret without Ospina, and it's all on his shoulders. So let's see how he performs.
Right.
You know, now there's no choice. He's got to do it. So, you know, and listen, no, Meret, yes, I'll be the first to admit I gave up on all hopes on Meret, and I still don't have high hopes for him. I don't think it's the right move, but who am I to judge? And I do think we should have kept Ospina, but at the same time, you know, before these mistakes that were made pretty much most of the season this past year, you know, Meret for me was a decent, solid keeper. You know, I mean, it's not like he was trash. It's not like I thought he was trash all this time. He had a bad season. He had a bad game against Empoli, which was just for me, just did it for me, you know. But this is a clean slate, and we have to start looking forward, you know, with Meret and you know, whoever else comes in. But you know, let's see. All you really need is some experience. You know what I'm saying? You get this guy in a full season with no injuries, maybe we're looking at a turnaround.
Goalies need repetition. That's like when you look at their training, when you look at what they need to get to the level they need to be at, it's repetition. It's constant repetition. It's not like, you know, like a striker that's getting touches every second. You know, sure. They're getting hundreds of touches. A goalie probably gets called to work 7 to 10 times possibly per game. You know, it's not a whole lot. And the more they do it, and the more they keep their goals out the net, the more confidence they build. And that's what the goalie needs. The goalie needs to be confident. They need to be sure of themselves, and they have to play all the time, especially especially in soccer, where the shots are typically, it's not like a hockey goalie where they're facing 40 shots a game. It's just, sometimes it's less than 3. So they got to be in there full time.
Right.
Let me see. Couple. I'd have more sympathy after empathy if it was the Monstars, because Sereno said the Monstars took Meret's talent. I swear that's for Sereno. I real quick, big shout out to Sereno and Carmine. By the way, I know we just passed it and we had it, but big shout out to you guys and all the work you're doing out in Toronto, and just seeing you guys on the they had a big spot over there on TV. I'm pretty sure it's on their YouTube channel. Go check it out.
It's
chills,
on,
man.
Yeah, it's on. I believe it's on TSN's YouTube. The Insignia documentary, they were a big part of it, and I have not seen it yet, and I apologize. I will be getting to that soon, but we did hear Carmine talking about it. It was on, I believe, Thursday night, 7:30, and then on Friday it was available on YouTube. Haven't been able to check it out, but they have been doing their thing and so well, and I think IFTV was already going to be there to see Insignia's debut, which didn't happen. He's still suffering from a thigh strain or whatever it is that he's suffering from. I think the debut will be pushed back to later this month, but they did get to see Criscito, because Criscito came in like the 75th or 80th minute for his debut. And IFTV, our friends, buddy, Raff, Bizz, our friends, IFTV, Marco and Mike, went to go see the guys in Toronto and everybody there, and nothing but good things from them. Just as we know how sweet they are, these guys now find out how sweet they are. IFTV going up and giving Toronto some love, so that's pretty cool. Shout out to them as well.
Word. Moving on, guys. So
let's move on.
Let's talk a little bit about this holiday, right? The Nona Land, real quick, because it'll kind of segue into a few things we need to kind of touch upon, because it was so rough. So just real quick, I'm not going to talk about all of it, but I was basically in Caserta for a wedding. My cousin got married. The bride, she was beautiful. Shout out to her and Antonio on their wedding day. Congratulations, much help and happiness. Beautiful hall. Had a great time with the cousins. I mean, my family rolls deep, so when we get together, it's a squadrone family member. So that was great.
And your mom went with you too, right?
Mom went with me. Yeah, we took Lufthansa together. Definitely recommend the Germans if you need to fly. Flew into Frankfurt. Really friendly people, believe it or not. I mean, I feel like the Germans get a bad rap sometimes, but they're actually really, really friendly people when I flew into Frankfurt. So shout out to Lufthansa and all your great service. The first week was mainly family, things like that. We were in Caserta. By the way, it's like tropical heat right now in Italy. I don't know if you guys are up to date about all that. It is hot. No, I don't know, dude. It's like 94 degrees plus out there right now. It is a scorcher. It is hot.
I love it.
It is hot.
You don't understand. I love it.
Yeah.
Give me more.
Not when you don't have air conditioner, bro. I mean, we work these fans to death. There was a little, the ventiladore, whatever they said. We work these things to death. They were on 24/7. I would just sit in a chair with a fan blowing on me. That was it. That was like my afternoon. And it was like nap time, and then we woke up. But but still, either way, we ended up going to Calabria. So my uncle took us down to Calabria. I went with him, my aunt, my mom, everybody, and we spent 3 days in it was Santa Nicola Cerrale, some name of a fruit, in Spiaggia di Dino, which it's called. And that area had the Bandiera Azzurra. It's called. It's like the Michelin star of beaches. It's the blue flag. And if you have this blue flag, and I think it's rated all over Europe, if you have this blue flag, you have the cleanest beach in Europe. Okay. So we were out there. Hot as hell right now, Sereno. You are not kidding me. Ismail, I see your question. Hold on to that for a minute. All right. I started. But so we did that 3 days. Then we drove up back to Napoli, and I stayed in Napoli for a couple days, and I got to hang out with a few friends. We went to Bascia Napoli, which was absolutely chaotic and hot. We'll get to that. And then we did a day in Salerno. My friend Marco, thank you to Marco, took me out to Salerno. We hit up a beach there. It was like so crazy. Like it was like literally on the side of a mountain, like this small beach right on the bottom. And that was it. That was the beach. And you rented the chair, and we hung out there for a couple hours. We drove to the Amalfi. We passed through Major and then Minor. And then we rode up to Ravello, which is like in the mountains of the Amalfi. Absolutely gorgeous views. You know, lemons everywhere. We had a couple cocktails up there. Just lovely views. Really it was peaceful because it wasn't too many people there. It was June, so it's not quite like August or July, so it was definitely not as crowded. But man, the views were stunning. The flavors were amazing. Nice, cool, crisp air, man. And I would Ravello. Yes, absolutely gorgeous place, man. I highly recommend it to anybody. And that was kind of it. I came back. We went back to Caserta, hung out a couple more days. Shout out to my cousin Nicola, whose club soccer team won the championship, and whose calcetto team. I watched the street calcetto tournament, Rafa, for the first time in my life.
Dang.
Lots of fun. It was kind of cool. And my cousin, he's about 13, I'm gonna say. His team won. His team won the tournament. Congratulations.
Good for him.
And he's a center back, so hopefully maybe I'll give him a call just in case.
The scouts are on him. The scouts are on him.
All right.
The scouts are on him. What's his name? Marco?
Nicola. Letterese.
We're gonna look for him. Nicola Letterese, center back.
Yeah, center back. Look for him.
All right.
But
yeah, man,
anyway,
I'm so happy that you got to go and visit. Just listening to you talk about it, I just kind of went into a trance and thought of myself in your spot, in your space, and pictured everything. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Pictured me being there. One day.
We'll get there, man. But you gotta go. Gotta make your pilgrimage,
sure.
man.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It'll happen.
But that was the good news. But Rafa, I mean,
with good news comes
a little bit of the bad news, and I had a bunch of conversations with people about soccer, about politics, more importantly, the mentality Napolitana, and this is where things, fellas and bellas, listening to anybody, whether it's the audio or out here live in the chat or on the replay, this is where things get touchy, to be honest.
Well, is there a way you can make give us the bad news in a good way,
bad news in a good way?
Yeah, like in Robin Hood Men in Tights, for all those out there that have seen Robin Hood Men in Tights.
No,
we just ran into Robin of Locksley. Crap out of us. He hates you and he loves your brother. This is terrible news. Why are you laughing?
They used to call me Shithouse.
You changed it to Latrine? It's a good change.
I gotta watch that movie. Those are one of those movies that are in the airplane. You know what I mean? And you watch them in the airplane. I was watching Clark Gable.
I put it on. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was watching
it
Clark
on repeat.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, there's tons of beauty in Napoli, but there is two faces to it, and we saw it today. If anybody's familiar with it, the what's the guy's called? Chalet Boom. You heard of him? Did you hear what happened? It's like this family. They go on YouTube. They do like reaction videos. They got a pretty big following.
I have. Yes.
And so these guys were invited to. I'll just kick it off with them because it kind of relates to it. Wait, Gaetano, buonasera. Me and Gaetano got a project going on. I'm going to talk to you about it. But yeah, Chalet Boom. I think what happened was they were invited, I think, to tomorrow by De Laurentiis or Ido or something like that.
Yeah, because they were on I think with
Calcio Napoli 24 or something.
Calcio Napoli 24. Yeah, they were on with them. Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
They get into the stadium and they just start slandering Mario Rui, saying your time is up, you need to go. And to be honest, they kind of caught it, man. They caught it from a lot of fans.
I would imagine, because he's become sort of a favorite. He's done a, it's one of those like heel face turns. You ever see, for my wrestling fans out there, Bret Hart and Steve Austin doing the double turn? Like he was so hated, and then all of a sudden overnight he was just beloved. Mario Rui, for me, is one of the most beloved players on the team at the moment. I'm sure he might still have some haters, but if these guys being invited by ADL come in and which, mind you, I like these guys. Don't get me wrong. I love their videos. They're very entertaining. Yes, of course. But like, to come on and like publicly trash the players that are at Di Matteo, and you're supposedly invited by ADL, that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. So I'm glad the fans there gave it to him.
I mean, not only that, I mean, even on social media, Raff, they're just tagging them, they're going at them, they're just like, and it just kind of, again, this is like one of the ugly faces at Napoli. Now, me and Dom, actually, we went slightly back and forth on Twitter, and I have recently deactivated my personal account on Twitter because I don't enjoy it anymore. So I stopped, and I want to focus. I want to focus on the Napoli rant, because I do enjoy this, and I enjoy the that.
Oh, did I? I think I pressed something by accident.
That's apologies. Us, guys.
That was me.
Rookies. We look cute.
That was back when Raff had a Twitter account.
Yeah, that's back in the day, 2021.
So, sorry about that. For those listening, I hit a button by accident on my screen. I forgot that my screen. I got this little mosquito flying around my screen. So I went to go tap it, and I forgot that my screen is touchscreen. So I think I accidentally posted this picture we were going to share later. But
yeah, that was
a year ago today at the Euro final win.
Well, now that we're here, this was a year ago today, guys. At the Euro finals in Ribalta in the city. So this is us.
The day we first met in person,
great.
I posted a reel on my Instagram and some stuff on Twitter about the 1 year anniversary, just the party that we had. Ralph, you, me, my dad, the kids.
Man.
Fran was there.
Alex.
Let's not start Gaetano up on Ribalta, because he'll have a lot to say. But there were Alex Romo was there, right?
Alex Romo was there.
But a lot of fun. But let's get back to what we were talking about. And I apologize for that. That was my fault.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Now we're past that. But But anyway, it's these where was I, Rafa?
You were talking about how they were slandering Mario Rui,
right?
And he's become sort of a favorite, and it doesn't seem right.
No, but all in all. Oh, me and Dom were talking, and I was saying that I had deactivated my Twitter account because
that's right.
It was just I was just done with it.
Too much negativity.
Twitter can be a toxic. Bro. We all know, and it's true. And I don't. If I don't enjoy something, I'm out. That's it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think twice. I'm out. And sometimes I get sucked into to toxicity, and I end up becoming something that I don't like. And I mean, even though I'm on the rant, I don't want to rant there. I rather rant here. I rather kind of put my face out there and say what I got to say. I don't want to do it on there, so I left. But there is this kind of pseudo mentality that exists in Napoli that I think we need to acknowledge. All right, because. Again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I don't want anybody out there to be offended or think that I'm anti-Napoli or anti-anything. Because let me tell you something. I've been to Napoli. I've been to Italy possibly over 30 times in my whole life. All right. While all my friends went to South Beach and Cancun, I went to Napoli. All right. I've been I love the city. I absolutely love it for all its beauty and for all its faults. For the good, the bad, and the ugly, I love it. And for me, there's no other better place in the world. But when you love something, you have to hold it accountable, or else it's not love. And unfortunately, there's this realm of ignorance that does exist. And, you know, we're here, we support the team, but you got to understand, for me, I support the city first, and the team is a part of that. So for me, having a healthy Napoli as a city is the most important thing. And I think what De Laurentiis has done, and he's not perfect and he has his faults, and we've complained about him here on this show. So if you watch the show and you're a loyal viewer, as most of you are, you'll know how we really feel.
Right.
But he does represent some type of stability. It's literally one of the only stable entities in Napoli. And that's the truth. And that's the God's honest truth. And we don't even know if there's really anything else that we don't see in the shadows. We don't even know what's going on. Sometimes we don't really know the whole story, because sometimes things seem to be confusing or feel like something's missing. And when that happens, I always get quite suspicious. So the point I'm trying to make is that there was just a lot of people out there that just are really, really negative. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. They seem to be more anti-Napoli, more anti the city, the team in itself, that I think they judge it a little bit too harshly. And some of the things that people say, I just can't get with. Saying to throw ADL in the Gulf, it's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous to say that. And to say that we are some kind of loyalists because we support him and we don't love the team is completely incorrect. And it's wrong. And there's just some people who are happy with what they have, because I read a tweet rather recently, and it was like, you know, beyond winning, Napoli is a city of passion and faith. And this is something that we can't forget. We all know we want this trophy. We all know we want to win. Everybody wants to win. But sometimes you have to look at the other victories, the other little trophies. And that's the things I try to acknowledge. How Napoli doesn't have a Scudetto by now, to me, it's mind-boggling. I don't understand it, because admit it, we all know Napoli should have had at least a couple.
Yeah, I mean, there were 2 or 3, maybe even 4 seasons where we could have had one, you know, and 1 out of those 4 would have been enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, listen. We all know the 17-18 season is marred by that Inter Juve match, the week after. Right. The win over Juventus, right? We all know that. We all know that there's a lot of different factors that can tie into that, even though, that match wouldn't have guaranteed that we'd be in first anyway. But still, the point is that there's a lot of different factors that play out throughout the season that we could have taken first, or we could have gotten our Scudetto. We were in the lead for so long, and in 15-16 it got away. We had a really good possibility this year, it got away. So you're right, there's a lot of different scenarios, and when you look at it and you're like, how do we not win this with this team? I mean,
I don't want to start conspiracy theories, Raff.
No, but we've gone all through this era with basically the same team, the same core players, right? And now it's dwindling down. And we have been highly regarded by many as one of the best teams in Serie A throughout the whole time. You know what I mean?
Right.
You look at the different iterations of Juventus, and yeah, okay, they won 9 straight Scudetti, but there are a lot of times where Napoli had a better team than them. And it just didn't happen, for whatever reason. So I get it.
Maybe it will. I don't know when it will happen. Hopefully it's soon. I feel it coming. We're getting closer. We're starting to taste it again. We're getting back. I know a lot of people say, well, the league is going to be harder. Good. That's what the league needs to be. It needs to be more difficult. This way Juve won't go on a 9-year run like they did previously. I mean, those days are up. To me, I take Peter Scott. I'm going to read this just to break up. ADL is part of the Illuminati. He's a lizard person. It's true. And birds are not real.
Yeah. Let's start with that, Ralph.
Let's start with that.
Is that Peter Scala or my fiance with the birds are not real? Well, I like what Don says here too. Before we continue, we don't have a veteran seasoned leader who takes command of that locker room as a player to round up the squad. You need more than young, talented players to win, in my opinion. I feel like Koulibaly could be that, though. Like
that guy.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk, okay, look at him. He's got experience. He's played in the Champions League, and he has stopped a lot of the best players in Europe. He's been on this team for how long? He feels Napolitan. He's a leader on the pitch. I don't care who says what. There's a lot of people that there's some people. I don't want to say a lot of people. There's some people that might disagree with that, but I think he's a total boss on the pitch, and I think he could be that guy. I mean, I said it when the Insigne signed with Toronto. I said maybe what we are missing is a captain who's going to take this team by the throat and say, "Let's go."
Let's go.
And it could be him. It could be him in a mixture of Mario Rui and Mertens if he stays. But I mean, that's for me what we do need. I agree with 100% with Dom.
I'm gonna put Kyle up here. Bro, this is the first time in 10 years we had 3 different teams win in 3 consecutive seasons. It's true. Yes.
Not yet.
Well.
Oh, you mean Juve, then Milan, then Inter? Well, yeah. I mean,
I guess. Well, yeah, but they've been winning all 3 for a little while now, haven't they? Those 3 have been winning for a little while now.
No, but yeah, but I mean, I get what he's saying. I think he means by Juve winning that 9th one, then Inter, then Milan. I think you get one more in, which would be great.
Yeah, last season was an anomaly to me. As far as what happened to this team. That's why I get suspicious. That's why I start questioning everything. I'm like, what happened? And you can't tell me that one winter transfer would have made the difference.
I don't think so.
It's all I like. What would have we brought in to help us win that? To help us win the Scudetto?
I don't think so.
When you can't beat Spezia, when you can't beat Empoli, when Fiorentina's got your number, when you play scared against Inter, when you're being overcoached by Mourinho and Roma, this is why Napoli didn't make it. It had nothing to do with the president. The president gave him the guys, gave him the keys to the car, said go, and they crashed and burned, and that's it. I mean, maybe everybody's a little bit to blame, but it certainly doesn't fall on one guy. And no, I'm not suggesting match fixing, but I'm suggesting, at least as far as in the past, I don't know.
Scala's asking, he's asking if there's match
not last
fixing
season.
involved.
Last season was a bottle. They bottled it. Napoli bottled it last season. I'm with Mafrias here. We need an ex-player to have an assistant coach role like Maldini for Milan, how he was a part of Milan as a club. I agree as far as
but you think I think the team is looking for that. I think the team is looking for because it wouldn't have been in Mertens or Koulibaly's offers, Right. He's Koulibaly is being offered a place on this team when he retires as an ambassador or what have you.
Right.
A member of the team. I think finally ADL is realizing that. and I gotta say, as much as everybody talks about ADL this, ADL that, I think he's doing the right things for the club. I do. And everybody's going to say it's because I love ADL and I don't love winning a Scudetto. And that's fine. You can say that if you want. I know it's not true, so you could talk as much as you want. But the bottom line is, after 2 years of showing, after 2 seasons of being in the red, now that apparently, what are they, 100 million in debt now? Or not in debt, but in the red,
It is a big sum. I think the team in itself lost. Well, 100 million, I think, was
Phil Mauro.
Because Phil Mauro.
Yes, but 95% of it, or maybe
90. It was like 92.
A big percentage of it is Napoli, and so Napoli's showing the loss. But even then, we're managing to keep our best players. Koulibaly has not been sold, and he is not going to be sold. Mertens has not been nothing has been determined for Mertens yet.
Right.
This player does not make this team does not make a big sale. And not for nothing. If this guy wanted to get back in the plus, he would have sold Osimhen, Fabian, and Koulibaly by now. Okay? Right. So everybody that talks about Papone pockets the money, right? He's got a team that's in the red right now. To get them in the black, what does he got to do? He's got to sell his big players and not buy anybody else, and that's not what he's doing. So for those who are out there saying he doesn't want to win, debatable, highly debatable, because not only have we replaced Insigne, but we've given help to Mayorui, and we haven't sold Osimhen, who was we were offered 120 from Bayern Munich. We haven't sold Koulibaly with Chelsea, United, this guy, that guy, Juventus want to buy him. We haven't sold Fabian yet, who he was the hottest transfer ticket in town at the end of last season. Everybody, maybe 85% of the people thought that Fabian was going to be the first sold because of his upside. And he's still on this club. And I realize that the market's not over until September. Mm-hmm. But come on. You telling me this guy wants to get back in the plus, he'd sell them like that. Just like that. So you guys really have no idea what you're talking about at the end of the day. You just don't. You don't. You don't get it. You don't understand the ins and the outs. I'm not trying to say I'm an expert. Raff Bizz is an expert, or all of us that are on ADL's side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw the quote unquotes, experts. Unquote. Nobody here has ever fucking claimed to be an expert. In fact, we've even said we're not experts.
But dude, it's common sense. It's common sense. It's common business sense. And yeah, they're a sports team. Yeah, there's risks involved to be able to win. Yeah, I understand all that. You got to please your fans. I get that. And I'm not in that business. But I am in a business. And I know what it takes to run one, quite successfully, mind you. And you have to understand that sustainability is most important. Don't think Valentino's Barbershop in Malta, New York, and Saratoga Springs, New York, was staying open and making a profit during COVID. No, we were sustaining. We made zero money in our pocket and paid the bills to stay open. That's sustainability. And we feel lucky enough because of all these businesses that shut down during COVID, all these businesses that fold, all these teams that went bankrupt, that had to have Citigroup come in and buy their team, that had to have this sheik come in and buy their team, that all these teams that went to the wayside because of COVID, that are struggling so bad. And here we are at a loss, but sustaining business, sustaining competitiveness. We're back in the Champions League. We started off COVID in 7th place. We won a Coppa Italia. We got to 5th, right to the cusp of Champions League. And then we got to 3rd. So we went up 2 spaces every season from COVID. Yet we're in trouble. We're in big trouble, apparently. We're in huge trouble. I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of hearing it, Ralph. I'm tired of it. Everybody's so negative towards ADL. It doesn't mean that we're ADL D riders, and if he sells Napoli and goes to Bari, we're going to go to Bari with ADL. That's not what that means.
Right.
It's not what that means. What it means is that we appreciate what he's done in the past and what he does now. Look at this. He's bringing in Coca-Cola. We profit from our kits 100%. You understand that? We profit from our kits 100%, whether you like them or not. Whether you like how many we've released, how many times we put Maradona on a shirt, how many times we've released a special kit. Those freaking kits sold out in record time, and I can tell you from firsthand experience because I spent a lot of money buying all these kits that are sitting on my thing here that are waiting to be sold that I can't sell. I'm about to sell them back for what I paid for them. But I was there and bought them, and they were gone like that. Aside from the red kit, the red kit, they were gone like that. And Napoli, that's €1.25 each way. You know what I'm saying? That they are profiting. This team is sustainable. This team is a business that is sustaining, but also putting a product on the pitch. Now, we didn't win the Scudetto. No, we tanked it. But that's not ADL's fault, like you said, Ralph. That's not ADL's fault. That's the players who just kind of gave up. You know what I'm saying? That's the injury. Reason. That's the injuries. That's the COVID. And that's the players that Di Lorenzo hurt at the wrong time. You have Di Lorenzo there instead of Zanoli, we could be singing a different tune. He got hurt at the wrong time.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean,
Dom, we had a core team of players.
Well, all right, let's read what he said, and then we'll answer. Sorry. So Dom goes, sorry, but you need to pull a W in any situation. And that goes back to my point. This is Dom speaking. We need more than young, talented players. We need seasoned, world-class veterans. K2 fits the role, but I'd like another. I mean, me too, man. I would too. Like having a Dybala or a Ronaldo would be insane. But you heard them. They're not going after Dybala, so I don't care what. Everybody says, all these papers that come out saying, è possibile per Dybala. It's not. It's not. If they said they're not going after him, they're not going after him. They wouldn't have utterly dismissed it if they were, unless something crazy comes up after. But they're not. Ronaldo, you could just forget about. But Ralph, what were you going to say in response to that? I mean,
I remember when we picked up all those players off of Real Madrid's bench during the Saudi Rafa Benitez era, and so I agree that you definitely want to bring in some experience to be surrounded with young players, and I think we had that though. We had guys who played for the team for a few years. I mean, Insigne. People telling that like he's selling all these players, but Insigne, Mertens, Koulibaly have been on this team for over 7-8 years. All right, Insigne is gone now, but the thing is, it's like a cycle has finished, and the news came out and they shook your cage, they riled your emotion. They riled your emotions, and y'all fell right into it, and just knocked the team, knocked the management, and then Giuntoli had to come out on a press conference and say, "This is what we offered." Koulibaly's getting offered $60 million to play. Or he's set with that money. You understand? And what is Chelsea going to give him? Maybe 2-3 years? Sure, they'll give him that extra $1.5 million on a 2-3 year contract. Maybe he'll do something. But $60 million and an offer to as an administrative or some type of managerial role after he's done, after he retires, he's set.
That's not with any bonuses. That's not with any bonuses, which I think some people were confusing.
$60 million.
They were confusing. They were like, I saw I don't remember who it was, but on Twitter, someone said, to not offer bonuses is sort of like a slap in the face. I feel like bonuses should be warranted. Guys, $6 million a season for 5 seasons, which is 30 mil. 30 mil guaranteed, not bonuses. No bonus. So he doesn't have to hit bonuses. You understand? Koulibaly, first of all, he's a center back. What bonus is he going to hit? A Scudetto bonus? You know, a tackle bonus? You know, like if he scores 3 goals in the season, he gets an extra mil. Like you don't give bonuses really to defenders, but this is guaranteed money that he gets for 5 seasons. It equates to 30 mil, and he doesn't have to hit a target. You know, he doesn't have to hit a appearance target or a assist target or a block target or a steal target or you know what I mean, or a clean sheet target. He doesn't have to hit those targets.
Dom, he's making about 9. He's the highest paid player on the team right now. He makes slightly over 9 million.
Yeah.
Let's just say about 9 million he makes right now on average. Highest paid player on the team over the past, I think, 3 years or so, and he's now getting like 11.5. So he's getting a raise. But what's happening is Ramadani probably got a deal maybe somewhere for 8 million. He's thinking, I'll get 8 million for this guy.
But at the
so
same
he can
time,
get a commission.
Fucking agents, man. Like
they're ruining
the agents don't dictate where the player goes. The agents try to persuade the player to sign with a club so they can get their cut. You know, but at the end of the day, Koulibaly doesn't want to leave Napoli. He's not going to leave Napoli. You know what I mean? Or if he does want to leave for more money, he'll leave, but it's on his terms. It's not on the agent's terms.
This is net pay, Dominic. Net pay.
Yeah, we're talking
million.
about net. Yeah,
that's
net.
why it's super confusing. I get it. I understand. It's so hard to like figure out how much they get because sometimes they say net, sometimes they say gross, but it's a raise. So essentially, right now he's getting like 4.5 mil, something like that, and they want to bring him to 6 over 6 years.
Net
6 million net. And the Italian tax is approximately 50%.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Which is another bullshit thing of why probably players end up wanting to leave. So how much is the raise? It's about $1.5 million a year. Well, no, more. It's about 3 million. 1.5 net, $3 million gross. PR is non-existent in the club. I agree with this, Sereno. I agree
that's for sure. Yeah,
I agree with this. Listen, Sereno. I agree that fucking Della needs to shut up because he has been backtracking a lot lately. He's been doing that. It's almost like he went out drinking and then he's talking mad shit and then the next day he apologizes. I get that. I don't like that per se. I think it's a bad look. And you're right. It must affect the players somehow, like you said here in a moment ago, about the players' morale here. Honest question: do you think players enjoy playing for an owner like De Laurentiis? What do you think the team morale is? If you talk shit in public, imagine what he must say in private. All right, then answer me. The players we love the most: Dries Mertens loves the squad, loves the city. Nothing bad to say about De Laurentiis. Koulibaly loves the squad, loves the silly. Nothing bad to say about In fact, he even said, if me leaving helps the team, then that's what I'll do. Lorenzo Insigne stayed on the team for 10 years. No problem. Zielinski doesn't seem to have a problem. Mario Rui seems like he's having a great time. Di Lorenzo said, I would love to retire on this team. Mertens was the captain. How many years did he play for this team? Yeah, all right. Della talked shit when he left. I get it because Della,
and the mutiny was a bust up. The mutiny was a bust up. All teams, all family, have bust ups every now and then. And I guess this is what happened 3-4 years ago.
It's just too much of a general statement. So that's my beef. Seems like everyone. Who's everyone?
Yeah, but has Insigne said anything bad about Società?
Nobody.
But Manolas is these guys that left Napoli that had something bad to say.
Manolas had nothing bad to say. He said he wanted to go live with his family. Albiol had nothing bad to say. Pepe Reina loved Napoli, had nothing bad to say.
But there's a Hamsik had nothing bad to say. There's a couple Maggio had nothing bad to say. There's a couple people, there's a couple players that left and had a few bad things to say. Look at all probably Milik was a stubborn bitch. Milik was a stubborn little bitch.
He was.
Giaccherini left because he wasn't getting enough playing time, so he popped off at the mouth.
Right.
A lot of players that left Verdi, some players that might have talked crap because of their own feeling towards the team. Fine, you're never going to please everybody, but the majority of this team stayed together. Jorginho never said a bad thing about Napoli. Higuain did because him and the ADL must have gotten into it for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And Higuain's a slimy prick anyway, who left for Juventus on the low. He left on the low like a guy cheating on his girl at night.
Yeah.
He snuck out of there, bro. He
went to go see his Gumar in Spain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he turned his back on the people, and then he blamed it on ADL. Now, I'm not saying ADL is a saint and does nothing wrong, and he could have been an antagonist in the process of Higuain leaving, but at the same time, that doesn't mean everybody that leaves has something bad to say about Napoli, because like you said, your point, this team has been together for how long? You know what I'm saying? They've been together for so long. And it's rare that someone comes out and says, oh, my time at Napoli was disgraceful. ADL's disastrous.
Did Cavani say this? I never heard this.
I don't remember. No, I actually don't remember him saying that. As a matter of fact, he said if he goes back to Italy, it's only for Napoli.
Only for Napoli.
He never said that. No.
I mean, if you can show me an article or something, I'll retract my statement, but I don't remember that.
I think Paolo Cannavaro had something. Yeah, Paolo Cannavaro and ADL had something. You know, it had a little bit of a bust up, which
overrated.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Stuff that happens.
Right. It's like we can't, Sereno was saying, but I mean, they love the city and the fans, but I doubt they say anything while currently employed. I mean, maybe yes, maybe no.
Yeah, but then you would have seen all the greats that left, like Lavezzi. Did Lavezzi ever say anything bad about ADL? No, I don't think so. You would have seen all the greats leave and pop off at the mouth and be like, yo, don't join Napoli. ADL's a disaster.
Actually,
don't join Napoli.
Cavani told Oliveira to go to Napoli, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
So,
Hamsik brought Lobotka. Hamsik was an protagonist for Lobotka.
Right.
So, come on. Listen. It's a case-by-case basis, and the negative is outweighed by the positive, because I don't think there was a lot of negativity. Right. No.
Listen, Mertens Sereno again is saying, dude, this guy's lighted our top goal scorer of all time. He's chasing vile money. He probably is, though, in some ways. I mean, they came out officially, they said 2.5. So they're offering $5 million for a 35-year-old, let's be honest, with a bum ankle who probably can't play 90 minutes, okay? Who one rainy day, he's done. I'm not trying to slander Mertens. He's my favorite player after Lavezzi.
Age beats everybody in the end.
You gotta take risk. This is the ADL show. Yo, I resent this statement, Carmelo. I'm trying to spread another way of thinking. This is not the ADL love show. This is the I Love Healthy Napoli show. ADL is your president, whether you like it or not. And Al Sharik, whatever, doesn't mean you're gonna have, if he buys the team, doesn't mean you're gonna have a better Napoli. Vincenzo pointed out in one of our chats how there's probably like almost 10 other owners that are richer than ADL. They're all on the bottom. So go ahead, talk about Roma, Lazio, and whoever you want.
Roma,
they're all on the bottom of us.
Roma, public enemy number one for me. Roma, public enemy number one for me. They spent triple the money that we have in the last 2 years and still can't get into the Champions League. Yes, they won the Conference League. Yes, give them that, because it's a European trophy. Congratulations to them.
It's like,
they won a Conference League. But they did it while finishing 6th, which only gets them Europa League place. So, I could understand them winning the Conference League outside of the top 6, which means they go to the Europa League without finishing in a European place. But they basically won a 3rd-tier trophy with no real prize, because they already made the Europa League through the league. And it was their 2nd straight 6th place finish, and we've progressively gotten better. So
Again, I don't think that the Dom here says Napoli's Twitter is divided on ADL. It's not that. It's the emotional value of everybody. It's frustration tries to meet logic and trying to find a happy medium. And this is why most people end up not talking or saying something, because let's keep it real. Like, there's content creators that went out and expressed themselves and they got shat on. You know, people act like Azzurri fan Phil is the only fucking fan out there for Napoli that represents Napoli. Meanwhile, there's hardworking individuals that come on and put themselves out there to talk about, to try to reason with everybody. And this is the pseudo mentality that I'm talking about.
And God forbid you show,
and God forbid you show support for your club.
Any kind of support or for the owner because of the good things that he does. Like that's the problem. The quote unquote ADL lovers have a way to criticize ADL when it needs to be criticized.
Right.
But I have not seen anybody that's an ADL, quote unquote ADL hater or against him or wants him to sell the club that has come out to say anything positive about him. It's literally like arguing, without getting into politics, because I'm not.
No.
But it's literally the same way as arguing the president of the United States. How there were Trump supporters and haters, and there were Biden supporters and haters, and nothing anybody does is good enough because they hate him so much. You know what I'm saying? So it's exactly like that, where there's no middle.
There's no middle ground.
But there's no middle ground when it comes to those who don't get the good that ADL does. You know what I'm saying? When here on the Raff and Raff rant, on the Napoli rant with Raff and Raff, we are able to, when it's necessary, criticize, call out, and be upset with ADL on things. I'm upset he didn't re-sign Ospina. I think it's a big mistake, and I think it's going to bite him in the ass. I'm upset Mertens is not signed yet either. I'm upset Koulibaly isn't wrapped up yet either. I'm upset we didn't win the Scudetto yet either. I'm upset about certain things that happened too. But you have to be subjective. You know what I'm saying? You can be a fan the way you want to. But when it comes to things that are right in front of your face, when you're hitting the face with stats, you should be subjective to what the stats show. You know what I'm saying? ADL doesn't spend money. That's a lie. ADL doesn't do what's good for the club. That's a lie too. ADL doesn't. It's just because they haven't won a Scudetto. Now, the moment they win a Scudetto, you are all invalid, in my opinion. Only one it takes. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. Maybe not. But if it does happen, you're all invalid, in my opinion, because he's done what you wanted him to do. But the next thing we might hear is, oh, he didn't do it with a big player. What's he going to do next? You know, like, that's the thing, is like, a lot of people just can't be happy with what we've done and what we've shown. A lot of fan bases out there can say that we're a small club, but it's not true. We're one of the biggest clubs in Italy.
Yeah.
We're top 20 spending team in Europe. We're a big club, in my opinion. In my estimation, we're a big club. We haven't won the Scudetto yet, no, but we're a big club. Any team that can sustain European qualification every single year for 12 years, and since we've been back in Serie A, we've only had one literal mid-table season. Literal. When I say literal, I mean literal. Because a lot of people like to say, a small club, mid-table mentality. Since when is sixth place? Since when is fifth place mid-table? Since when? Since when is fifth place of 20 teams mid-table? Huh? That our lowest finish in 12 years, since we finished in 13th in 2009, is 7th place one time, then 6th place one time, and then nothing lower than 5th for 12 years. And one season back in Serie A, we finished in the teens. One. Yeah, ADL. Okay.
the point is, it's not about ADL. It's about the facts and looking at everything. You want to see the club? Yo, all right. I want to read this one out because I'll sum it up for you. I kind of said it before, brother. I'm sorry. Listen, just because fans want to see the club grow larger and win silver work life doesn't mean we don't appreciate ADL and what he has done. But to call people to Dom, you were engaging with some. I don't want to call you out, but you were engaging with somebody that said they should throw ADL in the Gulf. That's the mentality that we're talking about. It's not criticism towards ADL. That's not what we're against. It's this just hyper negativity. And I know, like Sereno
but he says later, but he says hold up, but he
how he talks. I get it.
Yeah,
we don't like how he talks.
Dom says later, let's meet in a middle ground. Okay, but Dom, meeting at a middle ground doesn't mean we need to sell the club.
Right.
In no way, shape, or form does ADL need to do anything. That's his club. You know what I'm saying? You open a barbershop and someone comes to you and goes, yo, you ain't running this the right way. You need to sell it. What are you going to say to them? Man, don't come up in here telling me what I need to do. This is my thing. This is what I'm doing. And not for nothing, I'm successful. Here is my resume. Here is my track record. Here are the facts, the cold, hard facts. And because some radical groups in Naples don't appreciate what we do, yeah, we bottled a couple seasons here and there for sure. But look at what we've done since this disastrous season with Ancelotti and the mutiny, right? This mutiny, and I'm the first to admit, I thought it was over and it was never going to be better. I did. But guess what? Not only did we rebound, but we rebounded every single season, finishing 2 places better. And I saw someone else up in here saying that 2 places better is a trend. So that must mean this year we're going to finish in first, right? If we're on a trend here,
right timings, bro.
Better, right? I'm saying, man, like you have to look at all of it. Like you can't just,
it's a bigger picture idea, right?
But the thing is that these guys they want the big name. They wanted. Why couldn't we get Di Maria, 38 years old, past his prime? Why couldn't we get Benzema when Ancelotti signed? The money probably wasn't right, brother. I agree. We should. I would love to have gotten him, especially after we sold Higuain. We could have done it, but you know what? It didn't happen. Okay, how come we can't get Ronaldo? How come we can't get Dybala? How come we can't get Bremer? How come we can't get this? Like it just for me, it doesn't make any sense to wish. Why didn't we get this big name player and break the bank for him? If it suits the team, I'm sure he'll do it. I might have said this last week too. If it suits the team to get Ronaldo, and we won't go into Falimento because of it, then I'm sure he would do it. But that's not the way he plays the game. So you guys already know going in, all right, ADL doesn't play this game. Look, we got Kvaratskhelia. He's going to light shit up. We got help in Oliveira for Maya Rui. He's a Uruguayan national team defender. We got, we kept Anguissa. We are keeping Fabian. We're keeping Zielinski. We're keeping Osimhen. Like, we're keeping Lozano. I mean, come on, man.
Lozano, your boy, Dom. Lozano, your boy.
We got Spalletti.
I want to address this again, because this is true. Sereno. He called the fans nothing without him. He's our Cavani. Said that winning trophies brings him nothing.
All right, well, what do you want? You want a guy that's gonna lick the fans' nuts? Is that what you want? Because we could get a sheik that doesn't even regard the fans, that doesn't care about the sheiks. Don't get. Trust me, man. These rich people, like someone says, Jeff Bezos' #1 ambition is not to put Napoli in the Scudetto.
Nope. He wants to build spaceships. That's all he wants to do.
He's not in business to buy Napoli and put them to the top of Italy. That's not what he's doing.
But hold on, Raff. But either way, ADL did say this, and he looks like shit. And this is the point. I agree with it. Raff agrees. We all agree with it. We all agree ADL mouths off, but let's not act like the fucking fans didn't mouth off either, calling him a papone. Look what happened in Body, and I'm gonna bring up Body because I don't care. If you're in the South, you're in the South. The culture, the mentality, it's pretty similar. Barese, All right, because ADL was like, listen, we're going to get you to Serie B in 3 years. Okay. It didn't happen in 3 years. I believe it happened in 4. All right. And this was during the COVID era. Okay. They got hit with COVID and it kind of put a halt on thing. The Barese puts a striscione outside saying, you're a liar. Get the hell out, ADL. Sell this team. After 3 fucking years, you're talking about Body, a team that the previous 2 owners left because they were money laundering with the team. All right. A team whose a city whose mayor personally chose De Laurentiis because of his business tactics to help the team. And what happens? Within, 4 years instead of 3, they're in Serie B. And I guarantee you within the next couple of years, they'll be in Serie A. Will they win a Scudetto or a champion? Probably not.
And now the league is after them.
Becoming relevant.
Now the league is after them to sell because you can't have 2 teams in Serie A. So obviously they see the trend. ADL brings teams back up to Serie A. Now Body's next. You can't have 2 teams in Serie A. So now we're forced. ADL is forced to do something. So Barese, who are out there, who were part of that whole culture of slandering ADL. Look at you now celebrating Serie B. Isn't it nice?
This is true. I say this all the time. He's so Trump.
Nice?
Yeah. It's true. He needs it's I agree, Dom. He's a fucking Trump. Like, I'm sure Trump did good things in his presidency. I'm sure he did a lot of good things. He wasn't perfect, but he did good things for people. He did. That's the truth. All right. But he talked too much shit. That's the problem. Nowadays, you go up against the media, they're going to crucify you, bro. That's it. And they love it. They love the drama. You know why? Because they're bored. They're bored as hell. They have nothing to write about. Everything is speculation. We gobble that shit up with a fucking huge wooden spoon. And then when the sport director comes up on a press conference and gives you the official news, we call him a liar. We say, no, there's something else to it. There's something under it. No, there's not. They're giving you the information because there's been nothing but fucking lies. And it's like, how do you sift through all the bullshit? Does ADL need to shut up? Yeah, ADL does. He needs to be quiet. His son needs to go. I agree. I don't like Ito at all. I've said it. ADL needs to be quiet. Needs to let somebody talk for him.
We got the shit son. The good son's over at Body.
People spend money. You know what? What about the protests? We doubled our loss this year, Sereno. That's the truth.
They didn't spend money.
We doubled our loss. They didn't spend any money
this year, bro. And guess what? We finished in 3rd, and we're in a Scudetto race all season long. But they didn't spend money this year, man. Come on, dude. They protested all season.
And we said once we cut some of the fat and get rid of some of these players that are no good for Napoli anymore, we will go out and buy new ones. And that's exactly what every player we got rid of was replaced immediately. And I think that's what we're trying to do now. I think that's why we're seeing a stall maybe in trying to purchase a new midfielder. We just went after Ostergaard. I don't know what that means for Koulibaly. We offered.
No, it doesn't mean shit for Koulibaly.
Doesn't mean shit, but
he's staying, man. They said it in the press conference. They're looking for a 4th center back.
But is this ADL's fault, Sereno? That's not ADL's fault that they lost that home. It's not. That's the point. At least blame the team. Hold the team. But Sereno, you said it yourself. Go look back on La Familia episode when there was like 9 of us in here. You said it yourself. You want accountability. You said it. That's what you wanted. I said, what does Napoli need? What do you want to see the most? It was out of your mouth. You said accountability. Go look back. Well, you got to hold everybody accountable. You can't just slander one guy all the time. You have to get at the coach. You have to get at the captain. You have to get at everybody. And believe me, the minute ADL opens his mouth and says something stupid, we're going to be the first ones to talk about it. If you go look, there's 4 content creators in English for Napoli that exists in the whole world, at least for the major part.
Prominently, yeah.
4. Each and every one of them at the end of the season came out and fucking gave it to De Laurentiis, including us. Gave it to him about the shit that he said. They gave it to him. So if we're going to sit here now and push everybody to the edges, we never use this show to try to knock people and individuals or anything. We just try to like find a middle ground. We rant about it, obviously, because we let it off our chest.
Yeah, but Sereno says, I mean, what he's trying to say is he's saying it's not his. That's not his point. He's not saying it's ADL's fault, but he's saying that it's just that he lost the Palazzo. He lost the Palazzo, and you said something about going to the stadium and watching them lose all the time. Sereno, we lost so many games at home this season, so many between all the competitions. We did. You're right, we did. Yet we finished in third place in a Scudetto race all season long. We were in it until week 35. Okay. And yeah, maybe we lost a lot of home games, but again, we were in it. We finished progressively better. How did he lose a Palazzo? You go from 7th to 5th to 3rd in 3 consecutive seasons after your worst season in 10 years. How does that mean you lost it? Like, where's the loss, dude? I know what you're saying, but where's the loss? Where? Roma is the one who's lost. Lazio's the one who's lost. Look at Lazio from COVID season. They've almost won the Scudetto if it wasn't for COVID. They might have won the Scudetto if they kept going and didn't have a 3-month pause. They might have. Then they end up finishing second or third. It doesn't matter where they finish. They finish in Champions League. And now they're back to their crap team. Their crap performances, crap results. Those are teams that lost, man. Those are the teams that lost. Where do we lose? We got better. Juve are the losers. Juve finished 4th place twice in a row after winning 9 straight Scudetti. They finally didn't win a trophy this season. That's the loss. Where's the loss in our camp? Our loss was the last season of Ancelotti, 1920. That was our loss. That was it. Gattuso had to come in and pick up the pieces. That was the loss. We've won since then. We've won a trophy since then. Like, come on, man. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. You can call him out for his faults, but you have to recognize what he's done for this club.
I know Serena said we're explaining why. I get what you're saying. My Napolitans are emotional, yes, and all about respect. Well, listen. We can't just sit here, fall in love with every player and expect somebody not to leave. Number one, when it comes down to transfers. Number two, I get respect, but let's not act. This is what I'm saying. Let's not act like there was fans that weren't disrespecting ADL. It goes 2 ways, bro. Just like the example with the Barese that shit on ADL. Meanwhile, he just took this fucking money laundering squad
of
nobodies. Literally. You find me one popular guy on that team. He did his thing and brought him up. But yet they slandered him. They said, get out. They came to the Demaro. They came to the retreat. The retreat with the A16 shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Having it so he can go back to body. That's not what's that? At a fucking retreat? At a practice? With a few young Primavera players and you guys are trying to work out with? How about
right.
all the striscione, calling him a papone, calling him this, saying he doesn't love
new,
this.
By the way,
call him a dirty Roman.
How
about
new.
that?
It's not new.
Call out everybody, Sereno. Call out everybody.
He's been a papone since he sold Cavani. Come on,
right?
He's been a papone since he sold Cavani. Everybody that every player that comes in, everybody's like, who? And yet they become super duper stars. Jorginho, who else? Come on, Alan was nothing before he got to Napoli. Who else? Come on, give me more. More and more. Trust me, Fabian. Who's Fabian? I'm telling you, everybody that comes through that door at the training ground is nobody till they get to Napoli, and then we develop them, and whether we sell them off or we don't. That's another thing. Everybody talks about, oh yeah, he'll do this, that, and this, and then they'll sell him in a few years. When was the last time that happened? When was the last time Jorginho was the last time that happened? You act like it happens all the time. Koulibaly never left. Insigne never left. Mertens never left. Lozano's still here. Zielinski never left. Fabian is still here. Osimhen's still here. Come on.
I'm with you here, Sereno. I'm not blaming De Laurentiis. I blame him for the hate that he gets. I'm with you there. I mean, some of it, but again, I guess what I'm trying to get at, it was that he's being provoked, and now I think he's just an old frustrated man. I'll give you that much. I agree that he needs to keep his mouth shut, because if you're gonna disrespect, like, I don't like that he tries to be this antagonist and he uses the media and shit like that to express, like, if you're an owner of the club, and we said this, please go back to our last episode, right when the season ended. If soccer is your product and the fans are your customers, it's like if you own a pizzeria, say, you don't like my pizza, then shove it up your ass. You wouldn't have pizza, wasn't for me. Like, that's not a way to do business. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with how he handles it. But the thing I'm trying to get at is that Napoli's a very, very hard place. You're talking about a city who is going through a huge financial struggle right now. Napoli it's not just a team anymore. It's a source of hope. You had mentioned the Leafs is different. I get it. But these guys are making tons of dough. We got to crawl our way up to get some money for this team. And we're still in the red. That's the point. There's like no infrastructure in Napoli. There's no politics that are trying to help the city move up. It's being extorted by shady entities. And I'm sure Napoli is one of those things that are being or trying to be extorted. And again, I'm not going to go into it too deep because I don't want to get kidnapped. But I get where he's going to, he deserves what he gets sometimes. But understand, it's kind of like two wrongs don't make a right. Now we got people just throwing shit at each other on both sides. And now it's spilled over into Twitter. It's spilled over to social media. It's spilling over into the fan group. Instead of trying to come to the middle and say, all right, listen, this is what we need to do. And I agree that we need a leader in the locker room. Look at Milan. With the smallest budget among the top teams, with a very young team, including injuries and COVID and all that, which they experienced, they win the Scudetto. Why? Because they had the right leadership in the locker room. So let's say this is what we're missing. Not Papone hates, we all hate him and we should throw him into the ocean. No, that's just not the right way. Because when we do that, guys, and we're online, we look fucking stupid. We look stupid. And you got people going at each other, man. For what? For what? For difference of opinion? It's sad. It's really, really fucking sad. And I just don't want to see it. I'm upset because I want everything to be united. I mean, I want everybody to chill out. It's hard being a Napoli. It's really, really hard. No, I know you like. I'm not saying I don't take anything personal, Sereno, here. It's not about me and you or us or the show. It's about the overall fanship and how we treat each other, or at least how we try to get to the point. And I do get your point, but that doesn't make me a loyalist. It makes me, I'm loyal to the health of Napoli because there's so much in that fucking city that does not work. And it's sad because it is a beautiful place with beautiful people, with the most hospital people I've ever met in my whole life. And I go back, and 30 times going back, the proof is in the pudding. With all its faults, I still go. But you have to hold some things accountable, man. And Napolitani are not perfect. They're not perfect. And the way De Laurentiis is going about it, not perfect either. But at the end of the day, we have a top team. Look at your club on TV. Look at the work that you and Carmine put into Napoli Club Toronto, and look where they got. You're probably one of the biggest fucking fan clubs in North America.
Bro, why do you think Napoli fans support Napoli more than they support other teams?
So that all comes from what was accomplished. I think Raff froze a little bit, but to continue my point, guys, like everything you see now, the growth that we've seen in this country, the growth that we've seen. Rafa, you there?
Yeah,
you froze for a little bit. I'll finish my point, then I'll let you go, and then maybe we'll cut out of here. But we talk about growth, but we have grown. That's the thing. And to be quite honest, Serie A is also responsible for some of this growth. And up until 6 years ago, we couldn't even watch a game on TV. And as soon as that happened, look what happened. Everything exploded. Everything. It was like a big bang and shit.
Bigger. Is it office?
And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's getting bigger. And Napoli's a very small niche community, which is great because I feel like we're woven into this fabric. We're a lot closer than most other fanships. But look at my big victory is now these top 3 teams, we annoy them. Napoli annoys them because now we're in the mix. Now they have to respect us. Don't forget, like a few months ago, when everybody was just hurling out all these racist comments and shit, we all banded together and got at everybody. And guess what? That seems to have tempered down a little bit. I know it still exists, but it seems to have tempered down. And to me, the growth of Napoli is still growing, and we're still like an infant or maybe a teenager now at this point as to trying to be a big team. We're getting there. And we're getting closer and closer and closer every year to the point that we will be consistent, because it's going to be more than just one day. And maybe ADL will sell one day and it'll go to a big rich guy and they'll start, splashing all this cash. Maybe it will. But until that time, let's just appreciate some of these little victories and let's continue to grow as a team, as a community, because we are literally at the forefront of it. We are the seed of what will be one of the biggest Italian teams in the world. And we're it. All of us right here, right now, are making history. This is a grassroots movement. This is an archaic era of what will become a great Napoli dynasty one day. And maybe ADL won't be there when that happens, but he's going to be a part of it, and so are we. So if we can find that middle ground, man, and just chill out, and everybody stop getting at each other with Phil and this guy and that, I think we'll be all right. Because at the end of the day, Napoli, even though it has 2 faces, one of the faces is beautiful, and that's the face that we should try to put on. Word.
Yeah. Listen, we're back. We're already about a month out for the start of Serie A. We play Verona on the road, and it starts there. You know what I mean? We got to see what's going on. There's still a lot of time left in the market. There's still a lot of things that can happen. There's still a lot of things that need to happen that will or won't happen. But you know what? Whatever happens, it's going to happen. And at the end of the day, Napoli's still at the left of my chest. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what we do, what happens. We get relegated. We get, dismantled. We win Champions League. We win FIFA Club World Cup. Doesn't matter what we do. I support Napoli through and through. ADL is the president of Napoli, so I support what he does for the club. I recognize his faults, and that's all I'm going to say. That's it. But I refuse to go on this Vendi e Vatene A16 tirade because it's crap. It's bull crap. You guys have to understand that the answer is not selling to a billionaire. That's not the answer, because City hasn't won a Champions League yet, and that's their goal. PSG hasn't won a Champions League yet, and that's their goal. And neither has Juventus in the last 25 years, and that's their goal. So there you go.
Let's get a Forza Napoli going in the chat. I'm going to put a little goodbye music.
Get the Forza Napoli.
It felt good, man. It felt good. I miss it. Guys, I miss this. I want you to know how much I miss being on here talking with everybody. I really, really love this show, and I really, really love all you guys and talking about it. I love it. I missed it. And while I was there, I thought about it every day. I thought about every day thinking how we can make it better, how we can improve, how the community can become stronger. And then I saw, I didn't know about the show because I didn't get the notification in time about you coming on with Carmine. It was 4 a.m. for me. I was in bed. I woke up. I watched that thing for breakfast, that show. I almost cried. I didn't even know about what was going on with Napoli Club Toronto, and I see that. I was so fucking proud. I was just so proud.
Yeah,
to
because
see
they
what
came from, you know, Napoli Club Toronto originated from an idea from when they went to Michigan and met us doing our thing, and to see, like I told this to Carm, to see the evolution of that, where at the event that we sort of hit our peak when we were able to attend a press conference, be there as press, cover the game, you know, get on the sites, the news sites that these guys got on, get recognition, you know, and then that's where they started. And then it came full circle to where they got to be at the forefront now. And it's like, it's just the coolest thing to see, man. And that's where hard work pays off, man. And that's just the way it is. You work hard, you work consistently hard at something,
get it.
It's going to pay off at some point, right, Ralph? It just
they deserve it. We all deserve it.
Yeah,
and
man.
I can't wait for more because I wrote it. I was like, this is a train nobody's stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's stopping. We're moving slow, but once we get going, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yes, please watch it. I'm watching it tonight. I'm watching it right
I
after.
will be watching it myself. Yes.
So, you know, tonight, I'm watching this thing, man. Me and a Bella Cigarette, we're gonna watch it.
Me and a Bella Cafe.
Me and a Bella Cafe. I had the cafe pre-show. But but anyway, guys, thank you so much. Forza Mariori is right, man.
Forza Mariori, exactly. You need a little brioche. What do you need?
A little bit. I'm gonna make it a macchiato. This one, cut some of that acidity, you know. By the way, I went to a restaurant called 22 Pots. You know, y'all know me with the 22 here. Awesome restaurant. If anybody goes to Napoli, it's called 22 Pots. It's in Posillipo. They kind of bust your balls, the waiters. It's one of those places. Awesome food. I had a good time. It's really loud, but it's a fun time. So don't bring any old people because they don't like loud noises and shit. You know, bring your friends.
Don't bring my fiance. Got it. Check.
Gotcha. But lots of fun, man. Check it out. Until then, Rafa, great show as always, man. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to all our listeners. Forza Napoli sempre, eh?
Sempre. Ciao. See you next week.
Definitely.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.